To that point, Michael Burry, who predicted the housing crisis along with you, he's one of the rare voices that was like, hey, this bad thing is coming. He just bet, essentially, is a way to look at it, $1.6 billion dollars. I'll call it against the stock market. Have you looked closely enough at that to know what is he really trying to say with that bet?
Well, look, he may make a lot of money, and it's all leverage. So he didn't basically put up 1.6 billion. But again, it's hard to know what the government's going to do and when they're going to do it to try to, put a band-aid on this, because they could change policy. The Fed could just reverse. If they start to see the markets really coming under pressure, if they see, some blow-ups in the banks again, in the money markets, because this commercial real estate problem, which I also warned about years and years ago, is playing out the way I warned. I mean, commercial real estate prices are already down in many parts of the nation by 50% or more.
How did you see that coming without COVID?
Hmm?
Were you predicting that before COVID?
Well, because I knew that interest rates would eventually go up, because real estate prices are a function of interest rates, especially income-producing commercial property. They kind of trade like a bond. And so when interest rates are really low, it affects the cap rates on commercial real estate. So people were willing to overpay for real estate in an environment of 0% of interest rates. I knew eventually rates would go up, and then commercial prices would have to go down, just like I knew bonds would come down. And so that's going to put problems. And I also could see what was happening with the internet and more people, buying online. And so there wasn't as much need for all this retail space. People weren't, going to the stores. They were just clicking, a mouse or on their smartphone. But with COVID, it accelerated it. Yeah, I didn't see that aspect coming of it. I already knew that it was going to be bad. Just COVID made it that much worse. It just took a bad situation and made it an even more horrific situation.